What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about since it actually got added to the game, but of course we had other things going on like April Fools and everything else, so I never got around to it, and that is being able to view the player counts for every single game mode in Fortnite. Now, this isn't just going to be, specifically like, the main game modes like Zero Build, Battle Royale, Forest Guardian, the buy epic things, but also the non-buy epic things as well, such as player favorites, like Skybox right here with, look, it's like a 10-player game mode. It's basically kind of like Skyblock from Minecraft or whatever, but it has almost 15,000 people playing it live, and it's just crazy to see how Epic Games is revealing all this information. But what was shocking to me is the fact that they're not just revealing the information on, here is a prop hunt, here is an egg hunt or something like that, right? But they're revealing the information on the official buy Epic game modes as well, which I think is honestly shocking, because when you look right here, Battle Royale has 594.61 thousand people playing it. Zero Build Battle Royale has 353.62 thousand people playing it. We even have over here, Arena Mode with 108,000 players, Solid Gold with almost 11,000, Creative Mode with 38,000 players, Save the World even, 29K, right? That's a massive amount of players, to be honest. I mean, it's double what we have in Team Rumble right now, almost triple it, basically. Party Royale, Legends Landing, we can see the data for all the type of stuff, and I think it's very interesting. However, due to this information being out there, people have been able to actually calculate using API requests and stuff, how many people are playing Fortnite right now, based on around, like, the top, let me go ahead and look at this website real quick, 278 islands that they're tracking. So out of 278 islands, we currently have 1.7 million people playing Fortnite at the exact moment that I'm making today's YouTube video. However, where it gets interesting is the fact that the most popular creative map that they've tracked is this right here, the Pit Free-for-All by Gurzy, right? This currently has around 46,000 players playing it right now. And imagine that, 46,000 people constantly playing your creative map, followed up by this map right here by the boy Dilly, which is Go Goated Zone Wars with 43,000 players. And it's honestly just crazy to see that due to this data being public, right? Due to us being able just to put in map codes and see everything else like Tilted Zone Wars by Pretty Boy AM, which has 39,000 players on it, that we can see that how healthy the game really is, right? Because you hear all these things time and time again about, Fortnite's dying, we're not getting as many views on YouTube or wherever else, right? But if you really look at the analytics, and if you pay attention to the fact that according to Tim Sweeney and everyone else at Epic, around 40% of the player base is playing creative mode instead of Battle Royale and stuff, it really does show that this game is in a really healthy spot. If there are thousands upon thousands of creations, and a website that is only tracking and adding up the data for the top 278 creations is mentioning that based on the data on the API and everything, that we have around 1.7 million players playing all at once, that, yeah, this game definitely is like, not only above 1.7 million, mind you, right? It's probably at like 2 million plus right now if we actually had to calculate everything going on. And it doesn't even include people sitting in the Fortnite lobby right now. So, if someone fell asleep on their chair while in the lobby, it's not going to count that. So, the bot accounts or whatever aren't really getting counted because those aren't technically in a Battle Royale match because they typically sit in lobbies or whatever else. But, it is just kind of showing us that, hey, there's some stuff going on here. This game is in a very healthy spot, and sure, there are times when even on YouTube or whatever, even on Twitter, interactions are low. People aren't searching about Fortnite as much because people are playing the game. They aren't really going out there looking for, what is this FireMonkey guy who always wears a Santa hat in all of his videos has to say about everything, right? What is going on? What is the latest leaks or news or whatever? Because let's face it, before I became a Fortnite leaker, I didn't even know leaks were a thing, right? And now that I'm in this whole entire world of leaking, I learn more and more that everything has leaks, right? Like Taco Bell even has leaks. So it's like leaking is a thing that not that many people know about until they're actually introduced to it somehow by a friend or just, one day stumbling across it on YouTube recommendations or whatever. But it is something that kind of talks about, hey, just because YouTube videos or whatever are getting less views than normal, or just because the Google search history for the game is lower than normal, doesn't mean that this game is in an unhealthy spot, because 1.7 million estimated players with the number guaranteed to be higher than 1.7 million definitely shows there's something good going on with this game. People are still playing it, even if this is like a downtime moment for the game. And keep in mind that when I'm recording this video, if I look at my phone here, it is currently 2 p.m. on a Sunday, so it doesn't mean everyone's even going to be playing the game right now. And if at like a random time period, at a 2 p.m. on a Sunday, we're having this many players on the game, it makes me wonder, what is the game doing on a healthy day? Because since it's been tracking the data, which has only been tracking since, you know, March 29th, so not even like a whole entire month or a week at this point, the top player count it's actually managed to track has been 1.9 million players on at once, with that number, of course, only being higher than what we've been able to track. So it's just like a moment where you're looking at this and being able to see that Epic Games not only made it so we can see the creative player counts, but they made it so we can see the player counts of the official game modes themselves. Really shows that not only is Epic Games, you know, one, surprising me by deciding to show those player counts publicly, because I didn't think they would show their own game modes counts, but two, that this game is in a super duper healthy spot. And in fact, it's such a healthy spot that they're willing to be like, hey, here's everything. Here's all the data on every mode. Go ahead, search up a creative map, do whatever you want to do. You can see if there's 30 players on it, 1,000 players on it, whatever there might be. That's just for you to discover, right? Now, obviously, it's going to bring up some talking points in the community regarding, oh, you know, these maps get a lot of retention. These maps don't get as much retention, but, you know, maybe they have more of the same player base coming back to play it time and time again. But it is something that's interesting to see, and it does make the game a lot more like, and I hate to say this for the millionth time, because you guys know I've preached this to you in a million videos at this point, but it makes the game a lot more like Roblox with what they're doing. And I mean, especially making it so that you're able to uninstall Battle Royale or Save the World if you want to, with Save the World, you know, always being able to have that done. But now with them splitting up Battle Royale into its own DLCs or downloads, yeah, Epic Games is like, hey, we believe in creative mode being such a powerhouse in the future that if you don't want to play Battle Royale, but you still want to have the Battle Pass or whatever, uninstall Battle Royale. Just launch the game and play creative mode or whatever, right? It's like that option's going to be available for us, and even if you have Battle Royale uninstalled, which just means that your game size will be smaller, you'll still be able to see the playlist and everything, and you'll still be able to see how many people are actively playing the game. So it's just like a, man, this really just shows that, hey, people are like, this game's dying, Fortnite's a dead game. They aren't really paying that much attention to it. Sure, you know, Google results or whatever might say one thing, but the massive amount of the majority of people playing the game right now, which is, you know, 1.7 million, and having that number be public is super good information, especially for people who want to say that the game's dying, because it's like, oh, you know, we can not only get to track this for the future, we'll be able to see how many people are going to live events instead of having to guess or get Epic Games to tell us, but we'll be able just to see how the game evolves and how each update increases or decreases the player retention rate, right? I assume on update nights we're going to be seeing more player counts, and who knows, maybe when we get like a collaboration in the future, like with in-game mythics or whatever, we'll see a huge release of players coming back and playing or whatever, and you know, that player count being higher and higher as everyone's experiencing the newer content. But I do think it's just interesting to see all this information being available to us, right? And honestly, as someone who pays attention to a lot of analytical stuff when it comes to like YouTube analytics, Twitter analytics, and all that stuff, I do think it's interesting just to look at, right? Because from an analytical standpoint, it can help show that, hey, during this time... Oh, hi there. Hey, my specialist buddy, could you, like, go attack that guy for me so I can get that challenge done, please, and thank you? Buddy? Buddy, they were in the house you just came out of. Can you, like... Can you attack, please? Okay, you know what? You attack them, I'll attack the one over here. Sound good? Hopefully that sounds good. I know this is completely off topic from what I was talking about, but it's kind of caught me off guard. Okay, so you did damage, right? You killed them. Can it count? Yeah, there we go. All right, challenge done. GG's. I don't need this guy anymore, but I'm keeping him around. I'm vibing with the Polar Patroller, all right? Polar Patroller, you can stick around with me. But like I was saying, sorry about getting distracted there. You know, it's just like very interesting to see Epic Games making this data like public and everything. And I could definitely see it just being a talking point, right? Because you could go see your favorite creative map or whatever, and you can see how it's doing pre-updates, post-updates, whatever else, as they add more content to their creative maps, and even with just the game itself, as content changes or whatever else, you just kind of get this fun little experience of being able to have a varied amount of just content, right? There's not really a better way of saying it, just a varied amount of content. You know, you can enjoy it if you want it, you don't have to enjoy it if you don't want to, but at the end of the day, just being able to see those player counts is nothing but a benefit for the player base, because it allows for more discussion on the game to take place. And even if the game's at a lower point one day, being able to see those player counts shows that, hey, there is something to talk about, right? It's like, if the game's not doing too bad, then, well, I mean, if the game's, you know, in a harder spot or whatever, you know, there's not much to do, not many people are playing as much as they used to, you can use that and talk about that for videos or whatever else, talk about how, you know, Epic Games could improve for the future or whatnot, and not only is that getting more impressions on the game itself, but that's opening up the discussion for Epic Games to get suggestions through people's word of mouth on social media or whatever. Now, if they take it, you know, that's completely up to the company, regarding how they can try retaining more players and bringing people back to the game, and maybe it'll be a more visual indicator based on changes or whatever, if there's like a new major bug or whatever else going on, hey, Epic Games did this thing and it kind of broke whatever's going on here, and we would like for it to be changed so people stop playing because they're annoyed with whatever that thing is. But of course, that's just my ramble for today, being a nerd over player counts and whatnot. I would love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about the player counts being public, and what do you think about the fact that currently in Fortnite, which I'll go ahead and refresh the website here, there are around 1.713 million players in the game, which is 1,713,501, based on only the top around 280 maps that they're actually tracking. What do you think about that player count, and do you think that's a healthy player count for a game like Fortnite that has been around for literal years at this point? And like, one way I've been trying to talk about it with friends recently is kind of like, Fortnite's been around for like 5 or 6 Call of Duties. Like, if you really think about it, when Fortnite released, it was like 2017, 2016, whatever. It's been out for a few years now. There's been so many Call of Duties that have released and just kind of went away when the next one came out. There's been 2 war zones at this point for Call of Duty, right? And Fortnite's just been Fortnite. We haven't seen a Fortnite 2 or Fortnite Save the World 2 free-to-play edition. I know, I had a joke about it or anything like that. But Fortnite's just always been innovating the main core game, never trying to sell out, like, you know, a brand new update to their game or whatever. Of course, you know, the only thing you could really buy when it comes to Fortnite is Save the World, which honestly, at this point, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, they should just make Save the World free. Just have the starter packs for Save the World, have that be your revenue earner, but just make the mode itself free so anyone can play it. I really just don't see a reason to keep it as a paid experience, but that's a topic for another video. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow or something. But yeah, you know, it's just like, there's been so much that's happened and changed during the time that's Fortnite originally like released and everything, that we literally have an emote in the game where you pop a 2020 balloon and release a 2021 balloon into the air. I would pull out the emote, but I don't remember the name off the top of my head. But it's just funny to see how you can use such outdated things like that just because of how long this game has stayed alive. We've never heard anything about the game deciding to shut down or anything. Of course, you know, there were rumors of it back when we had like the black hole or whatever else, but those were more so memes or whatnot. And the game's just been around, and who knows, maybe I've been around too long. Who knows? We will find out next time, but hopefully you champs and champettes enjoyed today's little rambly video. I didn't realize it even got this long, but hey, you got some longer content, so I hope you enjoyed it while you were making food, eating popcorn, memeing on Discord. I don't know what you do in your free time. But with that said, my name's FireMonkey, and I'll see you champs and champettes tomorrow with another video. Like that if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.